So let's get excited. This is fucking sick. All right, so this is with Silvia coming out. Brand new character Silvia. Let's see how her scaling is. We've seen what her skills do. I don't know if you guys haven't seen it yet. It's over on the Eternal Return website. You can check out, see what her skills look like. She looks really cool. She's a transform-based pistol character who cares about running around the entire map. She gets a bonus if she touches every single zone on the map, and she also has the ability to swap between like motorcycle mode and regular person mode. It's really sick. In any case, here's the patch. We have Silvia with her passive. Let's see what it is. So the exact numbers, we know what her skills do, but as for the numbers, we know that upon entering a new area, aside from the research center, Silvia's attack speed increases by 1/2/3%. So I want to say there's 15 areas, so 15 times 3, 45% attack speed at hitting all of them, which is a ton. And also, if she visits all 15 areas, her skill amp increases by 15%. Oh, sorry. Okay, I fucking lied to you. Ignore everything I just said. She does not get 45% attack speed. Hold on. Wait. Is this stacking, or is this just when she enters? Can anyone... Okay, can we get a clarification on that? It's permanent? Okay, so I was right. Okay. It is 45% at max level. Okay, so if she hits all 15 zones, she will get 45% attack speed. Also, if you're new to this, no spoilers for the patch notes. We don't want to see anything in advance. And if she hits all 15 areas, she gets 15% skill amplification, which is actually a pretty decent amount. Every 30 seconds, Silvia can get some free fuel when visiting a new area, and fuel is how she is able to transform into her ultimate. And she regains 1 fuel every 3 seconds when not on her bike. Her bike is her ult. Her Q is Radar Gun, and it's going to deal 25/45 all the way to 105 with a pretty good AP scaling in a straight line. It also heals herself and allies hit for, wow, actually quite a lot. Like, more than the damage? Dude, that's actually sick healing. Like, what? And she gains 5 fuel for each target hit, excluding herself. Whoa, 4.5 second cooldown at max? Okay, hold on. Hold on. She has a sick heal on a 4.5 second cooldown at max rank? What? That's insane. Yeah, she heals herself when she uses it. Wait a second, this is like dumb. Her W, she sets up a big line in front of her in the targeted location, and it deals 40 to 80, that's a typo, it's 40 to 80 damage, plus a 0.3 attack power ratio, and it decreases the movement speed of enemies that pass through it by up to 80% for 3 seconds? Are you kidding me? With a 7-second cooldown? Holy shit! This is huge! Guys, can I keep in mind... Okay, hold on, real quick. I have to skip ahead about something. I'm going to Control F it. Moving Reload. Okay, Moving Reload is getting nerfed, because this... I can't evaluate this character without knowing about Moving Reload. Moving Reload is getting a 10-second nerf at rank 1, with being the same at 25 seconds at rank 2. The movement speed increase is a little bit less, and Pistol is just getting more skill amp per level. Okay. Honestly, as far as nerfs go, this is fine. It's just nerfing... It's nerfing rank 1 Moving Reload, which is probably fair. I'm not complaining. So anyway, it didn't change the 6 seconds, so let me briefly talk about something that is blowing my fucking mind about her W. The cooldown on her W is 15 seconds. And it's a 3-second slow. Keep in mind, she can reduce this by 6 seconds with Moving Reload. She can also go Q, Moving Reload Q, so she can heal twice in a row. She can also do 2 knockbacks in a row, practically. So, I'm just saying, keep in mind, with 40% CDR, this gets really close to having 2 finish lines up at the same time. And that is an 80% slow for 3 seconds, and it's an AoE if multiple enemies pass through it. That is insane. This character already looks absolutely nuts as a pistol character. In any case, I gotta calm down. I'm getting too excited. Spare Tire, her E, she launches a spare tire in the targeted direction, dealing 70 to 130 damage, with a 0.6 ratio, which is huge. And if they're far enough away, it deals up to 286 damage with a 100 and 32% ratio. I'm sorry, a what now? This is enormous. This is a tactical nuke, assuming they're at like max range, and it's on a tiny ass cooldown. 15 meters is huge. And by the way, it only knocks them back if they're close to you. It does not knock them back if they're far away. In any case, wow, her human form numbers are really good. Like, actually really good. Her R, she shifts gears and hops onto her motorcycle, consuming 5 fuel every 1 second, increasing her movement speed by 0.2, 0.5, 0.25, and 0.3 at max rank. And it gives her different skills. So, you can freely switch every 3 seconds, so it's not like there's a big cooldown attached to it. The funny thing is that turning off Fiora ult and turning it back on is actually a 20-second innate cooldown, whereas this is only 3. So, like, you can toggle this on and off pretty fast. She can shift gears when her fuel is above 30, and she cannot use normal attacks or weapon skills while riding her motorcycle. It's curious that she doesn't have an auto attack when she's on the motorcycle, so I hope her cooldowns are low enough that she can just spam stuff. When she first changes to motorcycle mode, she decreases her movement speed by 50% while revving up for 1.5 seconds. Her defense increases by a decent amount while she's on the bike. So, it says that she decreases her movement speed. I guess it just eventually goes back to her original movement speed. It doesn't get faster than her regular movement speed. I'm assuming, but I'm not sure. Question is the bike and human form, they have separate cooldowns? I'd assume so, since they're like listing separate cooldowns. Why is W called front flip and not stoppy? Someone like looked it up and that's like what a stoppy, it's like what a stoppy is if you, I don't know. Either way, I guess it's fine. Oh wait, you're saying why is it now called front flip? Oh, I don't know. So Powerslide, her Q, she spins her bike around her and it deals up to 228 plus 50, yeah, okay, 0.5 AP ratio, that's pretty good. Cooldown is 2 fucking seconds? That's so low. What? With cooldown reduction, this goes down to like 1 second. Like max CDR, it's like a 1 second cooldown. That's so spammable. I guess she doesn't have an auto attack, so it sort of makes up for it. But it really means that she's probably going to be more amp focused, because she's not going to do damage if she's in bike mode otherwise. Front flip W, she jumps in the direction she's currently facing, and it deals 250 to, yeah, it deals 90 to 250 damage with a 0.6 attack power ratio, and it knocks them airborne for how long? It does not say, but in any case, it's a 6-second cooldown. This skill looks really strong, honestly. Seeing it in action in video format, it looks really strong. It's like a large AoE knockup, and it's on a 6-second cooldown. I think this is going to be kind of nuts. And wheelie, her E, this is like her mobility skill when she's on the bike. She wheelies toward the targeted enemy, dealing 40 to 140 damage with a 0.6 ratio, and knocking them back. She deals additional damage based on her movement speed. The cooldown is 14 to 10 seconds with some fuel consumption. So basically, let me summarize bike mode for you. In bike mode, she has no auto attacks, but instead she has a very spammable AoE skill Q, and that does decent damage, like actually really, really high damage. So what you're gonna want to be more focused on is probably spell amp to make sure that you actually can do damage while you're in your bike mode. Additionally, something to keep in mind, though her numbers kind of seem insane, like really, really good, I'm concerned about the fact that you have to remember she doesn't have a mobility skill when she's in human mode, which means in her first 5 or so levels, she's very vulnerable to someone just jumping on her because she can't just escape. She does have finish line though, and that's really strong. So just keep in mind, no escape when she's in human mode, and her bike mode takes some time to rev up, so she is fairly catchable in human mode. Anyways, let's talk about some more important things. Hiding nicknames is finally in the game. You can now choose to hide nicknames so other players will see a temporary nickname instead. The temporary nickname will appear as Test Subject 1, Test Subject 2, etc. When your character dies, both your real nickname and your temporary nickname will appear in the final screen. Thank fucking God, I could not be happier about this as someone who streams the game. This means no, or at least less, targeted harassment in-game simply because someone recognizes your name. I'm not saying it's a huge issue at the moment, but I know other streamers who have told me that they are really fucking sick of the fact that they're getting griefed in all of their games simply because they're a name that people recognize. I have had this happen to me too, to a lesser degree, so I'm happy for this going forward to the future. This needed to happen. I'm very happy about this change. Matchmaking in LP. Before introducing ranked mode, we're planning to run some tests on matchmaking, increasing the LP weight given to player kills in solo mode. We hope this entices players to pick more strategic fights in different situations. LP changes can affect whether particular characters... LP changes can affect particular characters, and LP is an important factor in making character balance adjustments, so we will monitor it and adjust accordingly. LP penalties for duo and squad teams have been slightly lowered. Thank fucking God. Okay, so potentially this might fix the solo squatting issue. I don't think it's going to fix it completely because they said slightly lowered, not removed. But in any case, right now, squad LP and duo LP is really abusable because you can just duo or solo squad into like these squad modes and you'll get way more LP than someone who's playing as a full team. There is a penalty for playing as a full team right now. I don't think it's going to be fully fixed because they just said slightly lowered, and there's really no reason to not just solo squad at this point, but we'll see how much they actually changed it. As far as this goes, this is kind of interesting. So basically, kills are going to matter more in solos now. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I think that's pretty cool in general, but they do sort of mention this. I don't know if this means that certain characters are just going to be better, like, LP grinders. You know what I mean? Like, it might just be more important to just fucking play a character that can kill at all points in the game, not just one who can kill in the late game to secure the win. So, yeah, kind of makes you want to play more Hyun, kind of makes you want to play more Fiora, some more Jackie. These characters that can really just cheese early kills, but still scale into the late game. Let's see. Matching complete. After finding a match, Eternal Return will pop to the front of your screen no matter what, so you'll never miss a queue. And the taskbar icon will blink. Handling improvement. Casting abilities no longer cancels movement instructions. That is a wonderful change, and I couldn't be happier about that. Movement while using skills has been optimized to be smoother. That's also good. Cool. I look forward to this in-game because I want the game to just feel better in general. Optimization. We're continuing to focus on the importance... Wait, what? No, sorry. We're continuing to focus on the improvement of in-game character resources. This is like mesh, textures, models, animations, etc. Previously we did some tweaks to ISOL. This time we'll be looking at Magnus. The load on resource optimized characters is reduced, so overall load will be reduced as more characters are added. Basically, they're optimizing their character meshes, so it's got maybe less complicated polygons in general, but you probably won't notice much of a difference in game. Basically, they're trying to simplify the characters' models in efficient ways that you probably won't notice to make the game run smoother for everybody. New shortcuts. Shortcut P can now toggle route lists edited beforehand in game. What? I don't quite understand what that means, but my guess... I don't know what that means. Anyway. We'll see if anyone has any better ideas. So let's go up to like the actual character balancing, because that's probably the most exciting part of every patch. Adriana is going to be doing less damage in duo and less damage in squad. Significantly more damage reduction in duo than in squad. She's down to 85% in squad. Not really sure why. Don't really get it. But in any case, they're going to be buffing her Q to compensate a little bit. So at max rank, it's going to be dealing 24 damage per tick. But the first rank is still going to be the same no matter what. So it's more of a late game buff to Adriana. But honestly, they're really nerfing her in duo and squad, and I'm not really sure why. Aya will be dealing 5% less damage in duo. She's now 85% in both duo and squad. That sucks for me. As someone who likes to play Aya, makes me a little bit sad. Kiara will be dealing less damage in duo and squad. I'm not really sure how she gets away with 95%, while a character like Aya is at 85% in duo, but... you know, whatever. Kiara is significantly better than Aya in, like, most situations. I don't get why she gets to be only at 75 or 97%, not 79. Oh well. Fiora. Fiora's two-handed sword win rate is high, but the sample is really small and is rarely chosen above 800 LP, so we have made some adjustments to her this update. Her Q is going to have a shorter cast time, so it'll come out quicker. The base damage is being increased, and the cooldown is being decreased. So it's a pretty sizable buff to her Q. Heart is going to be getting less HP regen per level, and less HP regen overall. Hedgen is dealing too much damage with all 5 omens in the early game, so they're going to be nerfing the early game omen damage by 20, and then 10 at rank 2, and 0 at rank 3. So Hedgen's early game is getting nerfed a little bit, which I say this every time Hedgen gets nerfed. I actually genuinely think this is a fair nerf. I do think her ultimate just did too much damage in the early game. Like, I really do think that. I don't think this is a bad change. I don't know if this is... Like, should these changes not be coupled with a few buffs in other places? I don't know. But I don't hate this change. Hedgen's not bad. I mean, yes, she gets nerfed a ton. I don't know, man. I mean, y'all are clowning on Hedgen right now. She's not terrible. She's actually still pretty good in, like, all Qs. I don't know. I'm just saying. She's a high skill cap character, potentially, and if she lands everything, she kind of just wins every fight. Except against Dylan, and Kiara, and Shukai, and those characters aren't getting nerfed. So that doesn't really make any sense. But anyway, Isol is getting his E... Ooh, a buff to late game Isol E, lower cooldown. Okay. Nadine's going to be doing more damage in Doom, which she kind of needed, but she needs to be dealing more damage in Squad too. Nadine is just really not good in Squad at the moment, in my humble opinion. And Shoichi, he's getting less base attack power. He's getting more scaling attack power though, so he'll scale a little bit better in the late game. His HP per level is being increased. His Q is no longer unable to use Bad Faith ever after the cooldown was reset with Good Faith. Huh? If someone could explain that to me, I actually have no idea what that means. And his R no longer changes depending on the direction that Shoichi is facing. Huh. That's also an interesting change. I'm not sure if I like that. I also don't know why that gets changed at all. Making Q so it doesn't have to hit to get Bad Faith? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's what it's saying, but maybe? I don't know. Strange. Dagger. We're getting some dagger buffs, it looks like. Yeah, so Army Knife, the base green is going from 11 to 14. Rose Knife, 16 to 20. Vibro Blade's going from 46 to 50. And Karn Wenin is going from 22 to 26. This is a buff to the auto attack daggers in general, and some of the early game daggers as well. They kind of needed to happen, so I think I'm fine with that. Parashu is getting 5% less CDR. Spear of Longinus is getting a slight nerf, going from 150 down to 140. I think I'm fine with that change. Oh my gosh, Nozori. Hey, Nozori. Thanks for the raid, I really appreciate it. How'd your stream go? I'm right in the middle of the patch notes discussion, so I'm gonna keep going straight along with that. But yeah, hey, thanks for the raid. I really, really appreciate that. Tonfa Changes. It looks like Tactical Tonfa is getting another slight buff. In the last patch, it actually got a buff from around, I want to say it was like 50 to 55 attack power. It got moved up to 60. Tactical Tonfa as a Tonfa is just sort of lackluster. It doesn't really do anything that Tonfas want to do. It's like a lifesteal, low, like medium attack power Tonfa. It's really just sort of unfortunate at the moment. But we'll see if this attack power buff actually shifts it into a place of viability. Pistol changes, we already went over these. It looks like moving reload is just getting nerfed in the early game, but that's about it. Bat changes. Statue of Soteria, excuse me, Statue of Soteria is going from 1.5 HP regen down to 1.2, and Magic Stick is being, it's getting its attack power lowered from 70 down to 65. So the thing about Magic Stick was it actually just got buffed in the last patch. They gave it some like free attack power for some reason, and I don't really get why. Acknowledge us? Hey, I'm acknowledging you. What's up, Raiders? Thanks for showing up. Again, I really do appreciate that raid, Nizori. Thank you so much. What about the increased skill amp per level on moving reload? So what that's saying is it's not that moving reload is getting more skill amp per level. It's that pistol in general is getting a higher skill amp scaling. This is actually a significant buff, by the way. because I don't feel like Pistol was really that lacking on Spell Amp, especially scaling in general. So that's a pretty significant buff randomly just to pistols overall. Let's see, what else is there? So yeah, they buffed Magic Stick's attack power last patch. They're toning it back down a little bit because honestly, Magic Stick is pretty good. I don't see why they needed to buff it in the first place, so this is fine. Guitar changes. They're nerfing the charm projectile speed. This is on the guitar, what's it called? Weapon skill. It's the long distance like skill shot charm. Very, very powerful skill. They're nerfing the speed a little bit because it was really, really fast. Sniper rifle is getting its range. What? It's getting its range nerfed from 7 down to 6.7. Who? Okay, who? Excuse me, who was calling for sniper rifle range nerfs? I'm sorry, what? Why are we nerfing the range on sniper rifles? NTW is getting its movement speed penalty reduced from 0.15 down to 0.1, and its spell amp is getting also nerfed from 27% down to 22%. Polaris and TAC 50 are getting their movement speed penalty reduced a little bit, and the Deadly Ray is getting its spell amp reduced from 36% down to 30%, and its movement speed penalty is also being reduced by a little bit. So basically, they're trying to compensate power nerfs to these sniper rifles in exchange for they can move a little bit faster, which is, in my opinion, not exactly a fair trade, but a trade's a trade. The question was like, what characters do I main? I kind of just play everyone. I list my mains down below my channel. It's like Aya, Nadine, Cicella. I play everybody though. All right, let's see. Armor. Bucephalus is getting slightly more movement speed, which is a strange buff, but sure, I guess. Surveillance camera is getting its range reduced from 8 meters down to 7 meters. And telephoto camera range is being reduced from 15 meters down to 13. I will link the patch notes right now, here. And, yeah, let's see what else is being changed. There's 3 new boxes in Avenue. They're added near Alley. The following items were added to the boxes: battery, nail, watch, cloth, slippers, hairband, tights. That's just the stuff from Avenue. Okay. Pawn security console is being moved. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, because the problem with Pawn previously was that there was a staircase that was within the range of the final zone. And by the way, if you didn't know this, the final zone for every zone, like if you get that final box, if the game is ending in that zone, the final box will always be centered around the console of that zone. So by moving the console, they're moving the final zone, like the final square. So basically the problem with Pawn was that Pawn Zone, yeah, as Lenny puts it, Pawn Zone was scuffed. There was a staircase that had some verticality to it, and it didn't make sense if you were going to be in the zone or not, depending on where you were standing. So by changing this, they're going to try and make it more consistent. It also might just be to nerf this end final zone in general, because honestly, Pawn Final Zone was really polarizing. There was like a very narrow bridge that you had to walk along, and if someone set up a bunch of traps there, it was really, really hard to come back in that situation. It was one of those zones where if you had the first to get there advantage, you generally won that fight almost every time. So they're making that change, and that's probably a good change in general. According to the change in location of the console, some nearby boxes were also modified. And there's a few final bug fixes. Nickname no longer goes behind HP bar when using the sniper weapon skill. AI installed equipment in versus AI now works properly. And the save plans window P that appears when the game has started was deleted. So yeah, that's it. We've got ourselves the whole patch notes done. We talked about, what's her name? Silvia, all of her changes. We talked about all the changes to the balance. We talked about hiding the nickname, which is a feature, man, I have been waiting for this feature for a long time. LP is being slightly shuffled around. We just got changes overall. I'm curious, what do you guys think of this patch? Because honestly, this patch to me is pretty good. I'm sad that they're buffing Bucephalus a little bit, because that's kind of a Dylan buff, I'm not gonna lie. But it was a good change in general. And honestly, I'm so excited for Silvia that even if we're doing some maybe questionable balance changes in, you know, 1 or 2 places, I'm glad that we've got Silvia in the game because I'm so excited for Silvia. But yeah, what do you guys think?